My guest today continues to overdeliver and make us love R&B music more with his classics like You Got It, DAF, Spin on Me, Do You Mind, and more. He's back with his 8th studio album, Next Chapter.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Vedo. How are you today?
Yep. I'm blessed. I'm happy to be here. How you doing?
I am great. You named this your latest project, Next Chapter. If you had to fill in the blank with a word, life is, what would you say?
Hmm. Life is ever changing.
Yeah.
You know, it's always going to change. The minute you think you know what's going to happen next, life throws a curveball at you. I mean, life is beautiful. Life is ugly. Life is risky. Life is fun. Life is everything. I mean, so that's the beauty of it. It's everything in one. So, I would say
Yeah.
life is everything.
I had to smile when I was getting prepared to talk to you today. I went back and watched your audition on The Voice, and you sang "Boyfriend."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I had to smile because it was such a beautiful moment. When
Mm.
you look at that artist on stage to now, what has been like a consistent lesson that you've learned as far as growth?
Mhm. I think a lesson I've learned consistently is it was just funny, but it's to remain consistent.
Hmm.
Like about everything that I've done. Like that's something that I've always pride myself on doing. From every album I released, every cover, every remix I've done, I always stay consistent in the quality of the music, the topics of the songs, from the whatever, just remain consistent. And that's kind of what landed me on the show because I was consistent in what I was doing before the show even discovered me. Consistency has always gotten me to the next level.
Yeah.
Consistency has always allowed me to progress upward.
Yeah.
Staying
You,
consistent.
you go ahead.
No, yeah. So just staying consistent was a lesson I've learned to carry out through my whole journey.
When you started off in your musical journey, you're also a songwriter who has worked with a lot of people. Chris Brown, Usher, I mean, there's such a big list. Rotimi, there's a lot of people that you've worked with.
Yeah.
Was it always the plan to be both? And what was that plan when you started off?
Well, nah, honestly, as a writer, I didn't really enjoy writing for other people because I'm an artist first. So it was like
Yeah.
I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be the one at the forefront. I wanted to be in the limelight. But at the time, we weren't making no money. So I had to figure out how we was gonna, figure out how we was gonna get some money generating. And my manager was like, "Man, you could always write songs to get them placed." And I'm like, "All right,
Right.
what we can try." And we started writing songs and shopping them. And next thing you know, they started landing here and landing there. Then we started receiving publishing checks and things like that. So that's kind of how I was through in that lane of writing, a writer. But fast forward to now, like I was able to become this writer that's writing for everybody, but also still become this artist that I've always dreamt of being. So it was like it was like I had to start over, not really start over, but I had to flip it. You not
Right.
become a writer first, an established writer first, and then I can establish myself as an artist. Kind of like how Neo did.
Right. Right. When we talk about you as an artist, I want to go back to your musical journey because my show is the Hybrid Soul with Kelly Kinkaid. We are your destination for R&B discovery, and discovering you. Let's take it back, and I'm so happy to know that you are a Michigander from Benton Harbor. Let's take it back to the beginnings. Do you come from the church? How did you
Oh, sure.
start loving music?
I've always loved music. Music was always my escape from just childhood. My childhood was great, but I obviously, if you know Benton Harbor, any place in Michigan for that matter, like it was rough. It was rough growing up. My
Yeah.
mom raising three boys, single mom raising three boys. Music was an escape for me, something that I could, just bury myself in and forget the fact that we were homeless, forget that we didn't eat, forget that we didn't this. And I've always loved that. But yes, I did grow up in church. My mom was very, very, very keen on going to church, regardless of what we were going through. We're going to church. We're gonna pray. We're gonna put whatever little money we got. We're gonna put it in church. We're gonna give it to the Lord, and that's it. It's just embedded in my blood now. And I'm like,
Yeah.
even now, like, I make sure I make my wife get up, make my daughter get up. We're going to church. We're going to church. We're going to hit some prayer. You know what I mean? So that's just always been in me. A pause. Yeah, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, going to church just it's something about it starts your week off right.
Absolutely, yeah.
How is your family like seeing the evolution because they were from us you opening up yourself when you were on The Voice, they were so encouraged and they were on the sideline just yay yay yay. So seeing your
Right.
evolution, how has that journey been for your whole family?
It's been amazing, man. Like you got obviously, family, you got some people who didn't believe, some people who did believe. And the people like, it's always it's a great thing when you could actually people can see like, oh wow, like he really did it. He really
Yeah.
made it. And everybody's is just excited and happy. Obviously, it comes with a lot of expectation from, family and things like that of of what they think you should be doing. But ultimately it's a lot of love and I focus on the people that brings the positive energy and the good stuff that come with it. My wife is amazing. My little brother, one of my biggest fans. My
Yeah.
older brother, one of my biggest fans. My sisters, they my beautiful sisters. They anytime they can fly down and fly in to see me perform or just come and visit, they always know it's love when they come in. So it's like you come in the city, you ain't gotta worry about nothing. Leave your wallet at home. Just bring your heels, come dressed to impress. We going out. So yeah,
Oh, that a party at Vito's house. That's beautiful. The big heart. I want to talk about life as an independent because you have definitely put in work.
yeah. Mhm.
8 studio albums. That's a lot
Yeah.
of time. That's a lot of hard work and grind. You've had a lot of moments. Um, Usher has been consistent in your career. You had a
Mhm.
moment because you were with him on that amazing Tiny Desk.
Mhm.
Any words of wisdom that you could share like that Usher has given you?
Yeah. You know, and one of the things he said is like, hey man, listen, in your life, like you just said, in your life, you're gonna have moments. You're gonna have bad moments, you're gonna have good moments. Focus on the good moments. That's what's gonna keep you going. That's what's gonna keep you excited about your journey. Good moments will come. You just gotta relish in it, live in
Yeah,
it. You know, don't focus on too many. Don't focus on trying to please everybody. Obviously we're in an industry where you got to please the fans or please the listeners. Like, hey, that's cool, but if you ain't happy doing that shit, don't do it. So
yeah,
that's one of the keys that he always stresses. If you ain't happy with it, don't do it
I
because you
love
want
it.
the last thing you want to do is be doing something you ain't happy with, and then something happened with it, and then you stuck with it for life. So
Yeah,
you don't want
yeah,
to do that. So absolutely, just stay happy in what you're doing. Believe in yourself. Don't let these labels and these people sway you into being something you're not. So yeah.
yeah. Let's talk about this new project, Next
Yeah,
Chapter.
yeah.
I
Next,
love the album, of course.
thank you.
I love all your albums. Um, you've worked with some great people on this project, and let me tell you, I must ask. And I'm gonna ask about the songs that we're hearing on the radio. But there's one song I had to say, oh, he's singing right here. It's
Okay,
not true.
it's not true. Yeah.
Talk about that. How did that song come together?
Well, shout out to my guy Felly. Felly's a writer, amazing writer. He actually wrote I made me like 5 or 6 records on Usher's new album, Coming Home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, but Felly sent me the record, man, and I thought it was an amazing record. I thought it definitely embodied the new age R&B and the old school R&B too. But when I just fell in love with it because the melody of it, the cadence. Of course, I went in and made it my own. And then what really made me love it was the breakdown at the end with the backgrounds and harmonies, and it made me feel free. At the
Yeah.
end, I was able to just do what I know how to do, which is sing, runs, the grit, the soul. And I mean, it was a beautiful record, man, that was put together. I put my touch to it and I made it Vedo. But I gotta give, shouts to my boy Felly for, writing that record and sending it to me. It's a beautiful record.
I heard it. I had to. I said, "Oh, he's singing at the end." I was like, "Okay, he's letting this out." I love it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. When you made this project, what was the mission for Next Chapter? Because we have While You Wait, Mood
Mhm.
Swings, 1320 for you, Vito. From now on,
Right.
Next Chapter. What is Next Chapter like? What was the goal when you put this project together?
The goal was to just free myself,
Hmm.
just feel free. I'm fully 100% independent now. I was with an amazing company, Empire, for a few albums. Shout out to Ghazi and all them over there. But that next chapter was literally the next chapter of my life and my career. I'm married now. I'm fully independent now. No longer obligated to anybody but myself and my family. And next chapter just, it just embodies me sitting back at home in my robe with a coffee, like, okay, what's the next move? That's the next
Yeah.
chapter. And as I'm writing this album, I'm also in my head writing a book. Like, all right, that chapter's over with. How do we start this chapter? So that was my whole sentiment behind it.
You're young now, but you started off really young. Do you feel grown now? Like
Very,
grown?
very grown. You come take some of these bills if you
Right,
want to
right.
get some of these bills. Yeah, absolutely.
What keeps you balanced with this? Because it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
You got a lot of titles that you're
Mm.
holding now. How do you keep balance?
Oh man, you know, I stay in my bubble. I try not to run in too many different circles. I kind of keep a close knit team, people around me, people with integrity, people with, actual morals and goals as well.
Yeah,
I think because it's very easy to be persuaded by somebody you love and you look up to. So I just keep honest people around me, and I keep God first in everything that I do. If I listen to, I'm one of the guys. I listen to my intuition, my conscience. I listen to it. So if it's something about you that is off, we probably not gonna be cool. So
yeah,
that's how I've stayed so clean. Knock on wood. That's how I've stayed so clean. Throughout this journey, I try not to like attach myself to too many people and what they got going on, because at the end of the day, you are who you hang with.
yeah. The next chapter is like across the board for you. I
Yeah.
shared with you, I was privy to be in the room with you because you talked about you just got married, a beautiful, beautiful celebration on a yacht
Thank you.
this past Valentine's Day. And I really admired while you were in the room and the focus was on one of your previous album releases, your fiance at the time, who was your wife. I'm an observer, and I watched you make sure she was
Yeah,
okay while
always.
everybody was coming up there. And I said that right there, that stood out for me as an artist and as a male artist. How how have you navigated just the industry, just sticking to your relationship? Because it's a lot,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. How have you just navigated through that, being all that you are in
Right.
the
I mean, I think for me, the main focus for me is always to be a protector.
Mhm.
Like, no matter where I'm at, it's always like making sure she's good. I should ask you. I ask her 100 times a night. Yo, you good? You need something? You good? You good? And I think throughout this industry, a way of me protecting her is not out here doing no bull, like, moving funny, because obviously that's not protecting her. If I'm out here moving funny, doing engaging in different whatever with different women, that's not a form of protection. That's actually a form of exposure, and
Mm.
exposing her to to be hurt or whatever the case may be. So I just kind of stick to what I know, and honestly, man, I've been around a long time. It's all the same. Nothing really excites me anymore. Like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. My baby, my wife, she's beautiful. She do her
Yeah,
thing in every way, shape, or form. So it's like I'm not really excited by it much anymore.
I
That's
love it.
probably navigate.
I love it. I love it. Talking about your new album, The Next Chapter, you worked with a legend, producer Troy Taylor.
Absolutely.
How did that connection happen? And let's talk about the songs that you worked with him on putting that together.
Yeah, I mean, I've been knowing Troy for at least about 10 years
Hmm.
plus. Troy was one of the guys who was he was actually a mentor, like, for me as well, when it came to actually creating music. Like the way I do my harmonies and stacks and like all my arrangements, Troy Taylor was the one that helped me develop that sense of musicality, like when it came to that. So I owe him a big deal to even actually taking that time to show me these things. Like, he's a legend. He's great at what he does. So, and for me, I'm a sponge. I retain everything that, he poured out. And I was like, yo, I've been using it since then, and I'm using it now because it
Yeah.
always worked. But yeah, Troy is amazing at what he does.
How has working with the various people that you have worked with, like the Troy Taylors and Felly, Rotimi, Chris Brown, how has that upped your game just as
I
an
mean,
artist?
those guys got something that I don't have, and
Hmm.
it's like I want to acquire what you have, whether it's, I don't know whatever it may be. Like for Troy Taylor, for example, he knows arrangement. He knows how to arrange a song in a format that's we call radio format, a hit format. I needed to learn that from him. Same with like a Felly, same with a Chris Brown. Like these guys, I learned from them. So as well as they learn from me. So it's like,
Hmm.
hey, iron sharpens iron. I mean, it is what it is.
Word. Vito, I manifested you coming on the show. My producer Reggie had told me make your bucket list. You've
Yeah.
been on it, so I appreciate your time coming on the show. But when we talk about you talk about listening to your gut, and I'm sure you're someone who is about manifesting. What
Yeah.
else are you manifesting for your career, even with this project?
I'm manifesting just clarity, remaining in a great, mental state throughout my career and throughout my life, being able to navigate and still move how I move, man, just being happy with doing what I'm doing. I never want this to feel like work, and the minute it becomes feeling like work, that's just not fun anymore.
Yeah.
um Manifesting $40 billion, we gonna manifest that now. We manifest a bunch of things, man. I think the whole thing for me is just progression moving forward. As
Hmm.
long as God grants me the grace to just keep moving forward, regardless of the obstacles in my way, I'll be good. I can
As
manage
a
it.
I love it. It's working. As an independent artist, a businessman, what is on the horizon working with other artists as far as bringing them through your company? Is that
Yeah,
something that you're going to
definitely.
do?
That's crazy. Me and my manager were just talking about this. Scouting some artists and get them signed to the label now. We're at the point now where we built the imprint, we built the label to where people know the name, people know, what it's attached to and things like that. So it's definitely on the rise to start signing some of these artists, developing these writers, these producers, and things like that. Because that's where the money is. That's where the
Yeah.
money is. When you the CEO of the label, that's where the money at.
How fun. I want to talk about the fun part. Well, it looks like the fun part of being an artist and incorporating social media. I love you and your microphone and your
Yeah.
renditions of different songs. Where did that concept come? And are you having fun? It seems like you are because you
Oh
do a
yes.
lot of rendition covers.
That was extremely fun. I think, but for me, it was a tool to keep my pen sharp.
Yeah.
It was for me to take a song that was already hot and try to make it hotter, and try to make it a song that you would like. You love this song even more than you love the original. So that was my whole thing behind it, and it just blew up. It became popular, became a thing that I do, and the fans love. And no matter how many albums I come out with, how big I get, you'll always get a V mix or two here and there.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. What touring? I would love to know what's on the horizon. You touching the fans. What's the plan and how is that feeling being on stage? I mean, you've been on some big stages. Some
Now
big
it's
stages.
amazing. I mean, being on tour is like, that's the result of the hard work behind the scenes. It's beautiful to touch the fans and hear some of these stories from my supporters about how my music changed their life, about how it inspired them to do whatever you got. It inspired them to go back to school, get a degree, things like that. So it's an amazing thing. I did 2 tours last year. So I'm letting the dust settle. Y'all gonna listen to this album for a little bit, but I'm gonna be putting a tour together real soon, probably top of next year, to come back out and see y'all. So I need y'all to yearn and hunger for the kids. So
Absolutely.
I'm definitely putting one together though, but just stay tuned.
I love it. Well, I want to thank you for your time. We support you. The next chapter is a gem, a classic. Thank you for making classic music. We continue to support you, like I said. The Hybrid Soul
Thank you.
definitely loves to discover more music from you.
Thank you.
Take care. All the best to you and your family. My guest today is Vito on the Hybrid Soul with Kelly Kinkaid. Thank you.
Thank you, love.